Hello, Speed Gaming number 2. Hope you're having some fun tonight. We're ready to have some fun with Final Fantasy Randomizer. This is a showdown series. It's Willcleosis, the infectious one, the master of the shenanigans himself, ShoFukomachi. 2 longtime names of this Final Fantasy I Randomizer, and they are battling this out. This is a third matchup between these two, straight on. And this is a bit sentimental for these two. When Will was first getting started, it was Sho who helped him out, getting the configuration, setting up the randomizer, all that fun stuff. And now, they're in a place where they're battling as equals. I am Trenton, and gonna be joined tonight by some nice company. They'll be in the booth here in a little bit. We're just getting some final setup done here. Quick notes about these flags tonight. They'll have incentive of Titan's Cave, a little bit unusual, open progression, a little more exploration of the world. Looking for 2 loose items, and the canal will also be out there. They start with the ship, so some early exploration available that way. Just getting the last details polished away here. They got to pick their own party, so a little bit different choice in that Willcleosis bringing the hats, representing in full force the double red mage, along with a black mage. Sho's gonna opt for the rainbow mage, as we like to call it, the red, the white, the black. So full access to magic for ShoFukomachi with class change. Will could be missing out on white magic, but we'll see. With spell shuffle, can be the red mages can have everything you want. Sometimes they don't have anything you want. That's the way Randomizer goes. And we should be going very shortly. Alright, the final moments of setup going on. ShoFukomachi won the first time these two did battle. Then it was Willcleosis coming back, winning the second time these two did battle in a showdown. And now, this is the rubber match, where they decide it all. Who goes ahead in the lifetime series between these two? Ask for them for some comments beforehand. Sho says, Buckeyes rule, Wolverines drool. Willcleosis very excited to have this matchup with Sho. He got started March 25th, his first race with Sho and 2 others. He finished second in that one. He wants to do one better than that, match his results from before. Got St. Von Jester with me in the booth now. How are you, SVJ?
I'm doing good, doing good. Traffic is terrible, but I'm here. I'm ready for a great race, Trenton.
And also, the man, the myth, the legend, Zardia, joins us up here. How are you, Zar?
I'm doing well. It's nice to be back in the booth. Hello, everyone.
Hello. I'm looking for. Go ahead.
I was just going to say,
a great race.
We'll see them off and going in a minute here. They've got the usual checks for NPC shuffle. They do have a free ship, a free bridge, and open progression, so a chance to explore the world a little bit more than you could vanilla, not quite as locked. And they will also have a couple of other different flags, like open progression on. Bosses are clamped at 100% minimum, so
They have a
That
40,
could
50
challenge you.
max. So they could have their normal stuff, or they could have, you know, horrible stats. I'm looking forward to a very interesting Topher.
And we are seeing them off and going now. Talk to me, SVJ.
All right. Ooh. And so we've got exit at level 2, which is good to see, but it is white mage only. But Sho is actually packing a white mage, so that's gonna be good for him. But we do have second level warp or second slot warp for both those red mages and those black mages. So exit's kind of not as important as it was before. No good magic at all. This screams to me, go to Provoca and go see what level 2 magic is there.
You've got the ship, and Will is on the same page as you, so we're gonna see the magic in Provoca.
And we got some odd eyes in the water, not letting Willcleosis run at all. There he goes.
They're easy enemies, but Will didn't pick up any weapons. Sho picked up some starter weapons so that he could swing away at easy stuff like that, but
And
Will
he's
didn't have it.
Yeah, and he's grabbing an imp fight too to get that quick level 2. So
Script Shuffle is on, so as I like to describe it, do you want imps with nuke? This is how you get imps with nuke.
they got
Today
poison
they only have
touch,
poison touch.
and I'm okay with that.
So what are we seeing for level 2 magic?
We're about to get a peek here. Looks like Will's headed in. I gotta give Sho a little bit of an advantage if we have some nasty temple fiends late. I may need to refresh my commentary stream as well. I think I'm on a bit of a delay.
We did see Brack hanging out in there, Ice 3, Fire 3, kind of a demanding spell level. Those are a bunch of stuff you'd want.
Well, Sahag's bringing the heat in the water there, so that Sho resets real quick.
That's a high encounter enemy. When you see them early, you see them in packs, so that's a problematic skill in the early levels.
Yeah, we've got Will, he's grabbing a fight. He's got an iron hammer on that knight. A bunch of mad ponies in his face.
That is probably not the encounter he was looking for, but Sho's looking for some treasure up at Matoya's cave.
Oh, he resets real quick. Not enough fight. So he's going to run back over to most likely Canaria to pick up another fight. Oh, he's going to go to Matoya's too. They're going to high-five each other. Bunch of money and some armor. Not a bad pickup there.
The gold will be useful.
Money. So Zara, why aren't they using those level 2 spells yet?
Well, with these charges being an issue, I think they're going to have some different strategy coming in, and with the Poison Touch imps, that's going to cost them a little bit of extra gold for some more pure potions. Trying to settle in for some type of easy level up, I think, and so far not very forthcoming.
Will has not seen the Poison Touch yet. This is going to be his first instance of seeing that. Life 2 is at level 2, so's Cure 4. Way too many good spells at this level.
Reset. Oh my. You know, that white mage is not going to be very useful. Well, it is, and it isn't at the same time. Especially when we got Fire 3 and Ice 3 at level 2, so.
To answer chat, no, we do lack the Armoire of Invincibility. We don't even get a footstool.
Oh. Can't even cast Ice 9? What is up with that?
Sadly not. So Will is dealing with this with no antidotes. By the way, one of the sanity check things that they built into the randomizer was the first town of Corneria always sells antidotes and softs, so that status effects from enemies will not be a soft lock of the game for you. He's down to 2 party members. Now this is interesting because he's probably not going to run with these 2. He could run with 2, or he could run with 3 and just bring the fighter back.
He's going to res everybody. Pirates are
Meanwhile,
going to go
for
down to
Sho,
Ice 3.
he's got the pirates, and may not be Ice 9, but Ice 3's going to do the job.
Yeah, it does enough damage, kills them all. They only have, like, 5 to 10 hit points, I believe, something like that.
At 9 minimum, they'd be up to 27 in these flags, but still pretty low. As far as the base game, they had the lowest HP of any enemy.
He picks up the rod from the pirates. takes their little ship mast and gonna go beat down the Earth Cave with it eventually.
Means no double dip in the Earth Cave. Czar, would that make you more or less likely to go for there?
I think a little more likely. You have Fire 3 available. You should be able to navigate Earth Cave without much trouble. You might even check if the giants might go down easily or whatever might be waiting for them in that area. And we find a canal in Temple of Fiend.
I think that's a pretty big find, SVJ. Now
Yes,
the world is very open to Will.
Will's gonna go check out what those top 2 chests are on the left side, which is, I would do it as well. It's a nice quick check, a lot of money, and a wizard stick. That'll be great for Carrie. Warping right out, got a bunch of cabins, he'll be fine. Goes right back inside, he's gonna go see if he can take out Garland. Bunch of iron.
Fun fact, weapons are slightly more useful when you actually equip them.
I agree. Garland's confused. Great. 1 Fire 3 takes him out. Easy peasy.
So we've not seen these items yet. Gonna turn out to be Crown from the King and Crystal. So Czar, we have a few more routing choices now.
Yeah, this is most likely going to lead to divergence with these runners, and I love it.
Choices, choices, choices. They're a great thing to have.
You double dip Matoya now. They both went to Matoya already and picked up what she's got, so it would not hurt to go up there and grab that item from her because she's right there.
Having the ship this early, they knew that either Canal or Canoe was gonna have to be available pretty early. Sho, and seeing that the pirates had the rod, knew there weren't that many options available because Canoe can't be the vendor item. So had to be in a treasure chest somewhere, either the Canal or Canoe.
He's gonna be very happy to find it here.
And meanwhile, that money is letting us get some supplies.
I think the seed is being really too nice to these 2 players at this beginning level. Scimitars and an iron hammer on Sho's side, so this will make Garland pretty quick.
I think Sho also has a couple extra levels versus what Will had here. Sho, having defeated the pirates, Will did not do that before. Not that it matters too much against Garland when you've got a level 3 elemental spell.
I'll see if Sho goes the same way Will did. You know, goes check out Matoya because she's right there, or possibly, like you guys said, diverge somewhere else with that canal. You've got Melmond available. You've got Crescent Lake available.
Chime is going to make Mirage Tower available. So we've got the canal route we could go, but we also have that crown. Now, it's a bit of a walk to see Astos, but it's an available option for the runners.
That is true. I mean, it's a pretty free check. Like you said, it's a walk. You don't have that canoe yet. So you do have to go to Elfland. You do have to go past that, but you can now also check out Elfland to see what spells are there. Possibly the vendor item. Could be the floater. Sho's gonna go get his chime from Matoya. Just stealing everything from the old lady. It just makes me so sad.
She's giving it over voluntarily. It's a willing exchange.
She doesn't see very well until you give her back her eye, and
Yes, and then she gives you the item out of gratitude. She sees full well what she's giving you. She doesn't need that wind chime. The noise is bothering her. You know, the birds are running into it. It's just a hassle. She wants rid of it.
I see it. I see your point. I've learned a long time ago to always avoid wolf country. They come in, just like Sahags, they come in packs. They usually come with something horrible that I've seen. Sahags with ruse. Okay, we get away.
This is a overly loaded level 2. It's actually a bad thing to be this overloaded because you've literally got 6 spells you want. And a 5th and a 7th that wouldn't be bad either.
Agreed. And you only got, on Will's side, you've got a black mage and 2 red mages. On Sho's side, you've got a rainbow. So you could pick up all the spells you want with that white mage, but that white mage isn't doing you a lot of good if she has nothing to attack with. You're kind of looking for, in my opinion, a mage stick or a Zeus gauntlet, things like that, in order to give that person a attack until you get fade or some sort of harm spell.
Getting our first look at the Elfland magic here with Sho. White magic didn't look that special. Got lock 2 for black magic level 4. The other noteworthy thing, though, I think, is that's going to put Cure 4 Life 2 Night learnable. So
Yes,
class change becomes a lot more valuable in this seed.
I've always hated not having a life spell on my knight when I use a fighter, and I don't like being life locked at all. And reasons why are Topher can be pretty nasty if you're not prepared enough.
Zara, I think we're seeing Sho go for Astos. What are you thinking on this one?
Ooh, another poison touch.
He has the spells, I believe. Oh, look at that. And he goes down with the wipe. Maybe not the right play.
Dice are hurting pretty bad.
Those random status effects can be a pain. The stats can also roll really high.
They also have up to 500% stats as well, so those dice could be packing a lot of damage and a lot of hit points as well. So,
And it's the tail from Astos. Not progression, but no shortage of value. So I'm just trying to double check myself. I think I've actually got the wrong flags open because Titans should be incentivized, and I'm not seeing that. I was trying to double check if Barsh was incentivized.
by what I have, they're not incentivized.
He
Okay.
turned on flag shuffle.
Okay, there we go. So we've got Ice Cave. We can't reach it yet without the canoe. Likewise, Volcano. As far as what we can get to, we're looking at the potential of the Confused Old Men in Crescent Lake. Still the possibility of vendor item via either Crescent or Onrak. Would you gamble on vendor item?
You can reach Crescent Lake pretty quick here. You just hang a sharp left there, but Willcleosis decides not to. He's going to go the long way around. I
Well,
think
the other thing you could do, although he's not set up to do this, is throw a save down, sail to Onrak, and if it doesn't work out, you reset, save the trip back.
exactly.
But he is in line with Castle Ordeals at this point, so he's much too far east for that play.
Well, he's heading up to. He might be actually heading up to Astos himself. There he goes.
Okay, it looks like this is an Astos reset, and then he's halfway to Crescent Lake already.
He's gonna go see what Astos has. We know he has the tail. Will Will want to keep it? That is the question. You don't want to really come back for it if you can avoid it. But it's not worth anything at this second.
I think, one, knowing that the Cure 4 and the Life 2 are there for the night, I think you've got to get that tail. The other thing is the ability to instantly equip weapons or armor that
Oh,
you
he leaves. He left.
Well, he's got to be thinking then I'd come back with airship. But that's what he set up to do. If it wasn't progress, he had the reset. And he's not going to be far behind Sho getting to Crescent Lake, so neither of them making the Onrak gamble.
Crescent Lake's a lot easier to get to. You don't have a lot of high-powered enemies. And you can always find those delicious peds, and they give a lot of experience points.
Still no vendor item.
What do these confused old men decide to play around with? Level 6 magic. Fade at level 6 for the white mage. Picks it up. Easy peasy.
With the double rewards bonus from these enemies, those Kaizukos are a great source of money in the early game. They scale out quickly, but early game, they're nice. It's the slab. I don't know, I can go for some good bacon, but that's probably not the item he wanted.
Nah, you know, it's got a lot of language barriers on it, so gotta take it to Dr. Hoon and get that thing fixed up. And there's some peds on Will's side that I was just talking about.
That's an encounter that's going to make him happy. That's plenty of experience sitting right there. You just gotta kill him first.
And they're packing about 250 XP, experience points apiece. Ooh, they're hitting trucks.
Hitting you're going to be okay with. The problem would be if they're throwing off some kind of skill that makes them unkillable or far too dangerous.
We'll never know.
Well, you say that, but we may not have seen Pete's for the last time.
Agreed. Oh, speaking of which, you were correct. Running out of, imagine, and Will resets.
Just not enough resources on the magic.
No.
He could use that house, but apparently he wants to
one.
save that for like a dungeon.
And the sink. Almost. House is
Show has
relatively
already
cheap.
Show's already picked up the item, so he's picking up some resources here. Not seen gold bracelets for sale yet. We did see silvers.
Now we're looking for some good defense as well. Those gold
Fade-
bracelets will really help out.
Fade and Nuke not going to be particularly useful to us in this one. So interesting that overloaded level 2 has also kind of bit us in another way. We really don't have useful magic outside level 2. The other first 6 levels are pretty... Well, Cobra's firing off damage poisons, not fun.
Not
But
fun.
those first 5 levels were really starved for magic.
That's correct, Trenton. And we also only have Invis available and Ruse. We have not seen INV2 yet, and Ruse is level 5 white. So this could be an issue later for Will without a white mage.
Could put a lot of emphasis on finding that white shirt somewhere in the world. Where is it? We don't know. There's a lot of exploration we haven't done yet, but we don't have that many options really available right now. We've got Earth Cave, we've got Slab, we've got the on-rack check for the vendor item, which, by the way, is getting pretty likely at this point because the only other place we could go would be Gaia. We can't get there without the airship.
At this point, it would seem most signs are pointing to Earth.
I don't know, Zara. I'm thinking Gaia. I want to know that vendor item before I have to go in there. What if it's the Mystic Key?
Yeah, if you find the Mystic Key in on-rack, and it's just... You're in a happy place with that.
Or the bingo find would be the floater itself. It could not be the canoe. That's not allowed to be a vendor item.
Doing
But
a
somewhere out
180.
there is either our canoe or floater. And that's very much holding us back right now. They do also have the chime, so the mirage check is a possibility.
There's a lot of chests in there.
A lot of early chests. Could be anything in there.
Weirdo joining us in the chat saying, there's always marsh. It's not incentivized, but it's a potential.
Could be
That
something
ruby
in there.
could be down there.
That would be something we do not want to see is the ruby right now. That would just scream Titan's cave all the way to Sarda, and Sarda's probably going to have the cube, which will even be worse.
Slab gives us the Finnish language, which with towns being vanilla means that can only be progress with the airship. Sho has looked at this puzzle and said, I'll go to Earth Cave. By the way, we did have Quake and I think Fire 2 at level 3, so a little bit of usefulness there.
You can quake down any undead you find, so that could be very much useful for all these red wizards and black mages.
And it was Ice 2
2
confirmed.
leveler. That's actually probably a little better than Fire 2.
Hanger Canuck in chat. Last place I'll ever step foot is Marsh Cave, and I believe he said it best. If you gotta go to Marsh, you're gonna have a bad time.
Sho is
might
going to
just go
check.
for the full clear.
Well, he's going to check these first floor ones. They're easy to get to, especially off the reset.
Bunch of money and a silver axe so far. Nothing crazy in our... Ooh, pack of gargoyles.
See how difficult they are. They're hitting, and they've got stun touch, with 3 hits is not great news.
Not a lot of HP, though. But how
Enough
much
to
did he
survive
burn?
Fire 3, though.
Ooh, and they burnt down both of his casters. Oh, no.
Cure 4 would cure the stun, but I think this is going to end up being a reset. Heal 3 will keep you with HP, but it won't cure the stun. It's just counting on RNG. The good news is that Black Mage in the back, low chance of being hit, and good enough to clear the fight.
Will's making the marsh play. I think that's exactly where he's going. Yep, that's where he's going.
Wow.
Well, the advantage of this play is if something's there, you know you're getting it before Sho. When you don't know what to do, go and counter your opponent is not the worst idea. Sho's got a pro ring for his trouble.
Looking for progression in Marsh and Earth. I love this.
Scorpions and Asps not playing around today.
Yeah, by the way, we gotta have the concern of damage poison in Earth Cave, and Sho came here anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So Will might actually be making the safer play.
And decided, there he goes, he's going down. He's like, ah, baby. Okay, we're going down. Okay. Now, without the Mystic Key, you can't grab those, the 2 chests, or 3 chests, excuse me, at the bottom there, so...
I know both of these runners are gamblers, and I think both feel behind at this point. Usually these runners are used to being in the air by this point in most of their runs.
You've hit the major NPC checks, you know the progress isn't anywhere in those, so it's gotta be a loose item. For number of treasures in a dungeon, Sho technically has probably made the better play.
Air
But-
trap tile.
For Will's side of the equation, this is a faster dungeon to go through, rewarded with a dragon sword, which is going to be a better weapon at this point.
He's gonna have a lot good with that. Adamant for the dwarf cave.
That could be big, that could be our progress. It feels pretty likely right now. A Wear Sword's going to be an upgrade for a red mage, and Warp
Will is leaving.
got to bring Will to safety. Yeah, he's not even going to bother with the ones at the top. There's two or three he's leaving behind because he got the 1 check in already.
Now, would you orphan those chests? Would you even remember they're there? Will has a tendency to orphan a bunch of chests, and that cost him a race once when he lost his cube.
You just had to go there, didn't you?
Always. So, it's actually one of the things that I've learned about that is you don't orphan chests, but, you know, in this case, I think this is a better play, because, like you said, Jordan, he found the adamant, and he's like, I got what I needed.
Here's what I don't like. He's going back to the ship. He needs to go up to Dwarf Cave. Just walk there.
He doesn't want to take the bridge. Oh, I see. His ship is actually down here.
Yes, he moved the ship down there, which is why I'd rather check the adamant first. He doesn't have a faster way of getting...
He's going all the way around. You take those extra seconds with the credits, and you just keep going up.
Yeah, I don't see a real advantage to doing it this way, because let's say it's the canoe, then you're fine either way, it didn't cost you anything. If it's the floater, it's virtually the same travel. The one advantage I will say to doing it this way, however, even though he's traveling a further distance, there's less encounters on the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean encounter rate is a lot smaller, and that's probably why he did it. there seems to be worse encounter rates on the ground. Oh, noble gauntlet and a cabin for his troubles.
Hooray!
Hooray!
And it's the Ruby we gotta go to Titans.
Oh, that's terrible.
Alright, here's where Will's play pays off in a big way, because taking that ship over to the Titan is gonna be a lot easier from here.
Those sags, but he's got Ice 3 out.
Yeah, they were painful before, but one thing Melmon does have going for it, it does at least have an in.
Airs with Stun Touch, and they come in high packs on the trap tile.
Bad luck there. Sho got ambushed. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
This isn't going to be a big loss because he really didn't have anything. He's just not seen the rewards in this Earth Cave that Willcleosis has seen from going to the marsh. So far we've seen that ruby. We don't yet know what the ruby turns into, but it's 2 items, or at least 2 checks at this point, because we have the incentive for Titan's Cave, but what else is available behind that ruby, Czar?
We could find ourselves a canoe there.
That would be nice.
But what other check can we get to?
If we get the cube, then we could be headed to Sky.
Or, you know, it could be vanilla and we could go see the old hermit.
That's one obviously these runners are not looking for, but I think as commentators and chat, we gotta see it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So what I'm getting at is they can go see Sarda. They can go through the Titan's Cave and see Sarda for another item check at this point.
Who would want to go there?
Well, at this
People
point,
wanna
it's
win.
2 checks and nowhere else is going to be more than 1, so that's feeling pretty good, especially when they're incentivized.
Now, pending what you get here, do you actually clear Earth Cave right now if you're Will? You're right here.
I don't think so, because this is either going to be floater or canoe. Or at least I'm almost positive.
It could also be that cube, and if it is that cube, oh.
We got 2 chances for either canoe, floater, or something that leads to them. Earth Cave is not going to lead to that, most likely.
TNT could be a thing, thank you, Canuck. That could also be horrible. And that would just be the best, the best quest chain of all time. Adamant to Ruby, back to Dwarf. Then you get the herb after that.
Now, also, one other thing you could do here is probably walk out first. Yep, he did this to... Okay, it'll work out either way. He'll be able to warp back there and save some steps on the exit. He's going to see Sarda first, probably to make sure he doesn't forget.
Sorry, Canuck, Crystal was on Sarah. On Princess Sarah. We took her ruby crystal and gave it to Grandma. The loot! Ooh.
Well, we needed it. Just
Yeah,
not this
but
exact moment.
Not the item we were looking for, Trenton.
He's still got another check because he didn't go to the Titan's treasures yet.
You gotta check them.
Oh, mandatory. I just think he did start it first to make sure he didn't forget that part. Meanwhile, Sho's gonna have the showdown with the vampire.
It's actually not a speed bump this time around because he's not. A lot of money in a coral sword and a canoe.
Whoa!
There it is. So now you've got Ice Cave, you've got Volcano, you've got big options.
You got ordeals, and with these levels, ordeals are actually not too terribly bad.
But still no sighting of the vendor item and a 50% chance. I still want to see Onrak. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I want to see Onrak.
You've also got the caravan you can get to as well now.
That's true, so 2 out of 3. In later remakes, they added more stuff to that shop. In the vanilla NES, it was just the bottle for sale there. For us, it's a potential shop for that vendor item. And, you know, sometimes it has other stuff for sale too.
Yeah, I think for Will, he has to get to Onrak Continent now. You have 3 checks there with the Caravan, Onrak, and the Waterfall.
Meanwhile, Earth Cave just not giving Sho anything. I haven't seen anything good from all these treasures. I think he got like a coral sword.
It's been pretty slim, and he's had some time losses, some wipes. It's not an easy Earth Cave.
Well, we know he has to go to Marsh. You know, now, good play by Will.
Technically could still not be required. No, Ruby's still going to be required, so yes. He could get to Sarda with the airship potentially, but we're going to need Ruby for the canoe.
And there's nothing great at all on Earth except pain.
Ruby
In
required.
Fact, at this point, the worst thing that could happen to Sho would be not something that lets him not go into Marsh Cave.
The only thing I can think of that's going to happen is if there's something in Mirage.
In his favor, however, he will have an orb cleared here, most likely. We haven't actually gotten to Lich yet.
Looks like Will's heading towards the volcano or ice cave. Quite possibly.
And those bats in FF1, bats are basically birds, and birds are jerks in RPGs.
Birds are jerks indeed, Trenton. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Really? You want to try this again? Bats are basically birds.
And birds are jerks.
There we go. One for the highlight reel.
Fire 3, Ice 3 going out. Ice 3's not going to do very well. Fire 3 does 125 damage. He did not hit very hard, which is, thankfully. 2 hits, 2 damage with a sword. Fire 3 again. 290 takes him out.
Lich is terminated. An orb? Number 1 for Sho.
32 minutes is some change. Very nice. Good orb time. And Will's making the ice play.
He's got warp, so he's able to get to that floater location that much faster. The downside of Ice Cave, more variety of enemies, so more chances to run into nasty skills and spells than Volcano.
And
Also, a lot more random encounters.
Wizards down in Earth Cave were hitting like a truck. They did 171 damage to his fighter.
As far as the plane enemies go, 50 to 200%. So, double strength can really add up.
Sho's gonna check out Dwarf. He has to go to Marsh to stay in this race at this point, I would think.
I like the play, though, because he's got the 2 free checks here he didn't do before. May as well find out if something's here before getting himself into Marsh Cave. And now he knows.
Marsh is where you gotta go. And I'm sure he's grunting, because I would be.
Got his choice of docks here. Probably going to take the North Elfland dock, because it's basically the same distance from Elfland to Marsh, but faster to get there. So, of course, he's going to make a total liar out of me and do something completely different. And probably regret that later.
The wrath of the Wraith.
The Wraiths are not having any fun today.
Now, oh, by the way, we should have 2 loose items that we've not seen yet. We've seen the canal. That was on the list, but should have 2 other items that we've not located as of yet. Possible choices include the Thor Hammer, the Opal Bracelet, and Power Gauntlet, aside from the required items.
Now, do you check these trap tiles while you're here? I personally don't agree to do that, especially since you have warp.
I think he's just going to do the warp trick, see what's here, worry about the checks first, and figure out levels later. Keep the momentum going.
Taking his time around these guys, trying to make sure you didn't fall in a hole accidentally or anything like that. Yeah.
So he's using the dash button, which when you hold it, reverses it, and lets you go slow. There's our vanilla floater. Somebody called for that earlier. Weirdo called for that.
Veteran move.
Now, do you check every other chest? The answer is no. Will is leaving.
No, he's going to get that. He also picked up the dragon armor, which is no small matter. Go back to Astos, get your tail after you've got your airship, and get that on your fighter, because that's a huge benefit right now.
This is a race now. You got the floater. Show's got to get to that marsh cave. I think he's getting ready. He's packing up. He's got everything he's going to go.
Yeah, he really doesn't have that many available options, but this really was huge. They both kind of made a counterplay. Sho went for Earth Cave earlier than he had to. Will went for Marsh Cave earlier than he had to. Just happens that Will paid off a little bit more getting the ruby. If that had been in the depths of Earth, though, this would be a completely different race right now.
And that Ocho stared at Will. That's terrible.
Didn't his mother teach him any manners?
Apparently not. He did like 37 points of damage to it, so it's not any buenos, but...
Sho is going to check the north side. Now remember, Will left these behind. He's seen one of these treasure chests because he checked it in the other direction, and they are linked, but he's not seen the others. So if one of those loose items happens to be up here, that could be monumental for Sho.
That could be a race changer for sure.
The only bad thing would be if it took him out of the marsh cave without the ruby. So many questions hinge on these treasures.
Meanwhile, we're going to confuse Peds here because they are worth a lot of experience points. So we want to keep those Peds on screen as long as possible.
For Will, the next play is obvious. You pick up the airship. After that, I think you gotta go see Astos, get that tail, get that class change, and put the dragon armor on.
I agree. I'm all for that idea.
Also, you start picking up spell charges on the knight, and what spells those are. Zap from the crawls, doing its damage to Sho's party.
This marsh cave is not any fun either. A house and a heal potion. Nothing crazy up top, he's going down to the bottom.
That could have been one of the biggest moments of the entire race. If something had been there, it would have been so big for Sho.
Still got those two chests on the top left, though. On the top right, excuse me, on the bottom. And just like Trenton said, Will's going to go back and get his tail.
Astos also a non-trivial amount of experience. He's very good if you have the means to kill him.
Now we're two-manning this. Are we two-manning this the rest of the time here? Oh, Astos.
I don't know if this will be all the way, but this might be, say, to get the knight up to the mid-20s. Get those good levels, get that advantage of the extra weapon swing, then bring back the black mage.
And you've got all these extra checks, too. And you can go check Onrak and the caravan free.
Have not found much for an offensive sword as of yet.
Not yet.
No, we're still dealing in, like, the Coral range. Dragon Sword, I think, is what Will actually has on right now.
And Willcleosis does class promote. He's going to be very happy. Like Triton said, he's got that dragon armor. He's going to be able to equip that. Maybe? No. Oh.
Not high priority right this moment.
Veteran move there by Will. He saves in the air, so if there's nothing here, he can just reset and keep right on going. Doesn't have to take off a lot of money, though. We have not seen the vendor item.
Well, we've also not seen gold bracelets for sale or pro rings, so that money will probably go to good use soon. Ikman Maya joining us in the chat, throwing up the big cheer. Thank you, Maya. Jazz also joining us in the chat. A lot of people happy to see Willcleosis, the infectious one, in action tonight.
Another Opal Gauntlet. Good find there. I think he threw it away, though.
That's just lunch money to us.
Oh, we don't need it now. Giant sword. Slightly better than that dragon sword, I feel.
Is that the one that's got the extra point of crit?
I think so. A lot of money, nothing crazy yet here. Cloth armor. All right, we are set.
That's gonna be
money.
Balloon's price didn't reset out. Guess he still wants that money because there's still a lot of stuff we could buy.
And Will is heading towards Melmond.
Spell purchase, perhaps? Ruse? Lamp? Ruse it is. Will, very much an advocate of the lamp spell.
I think he's two-man in this.
I think you will to a higher level.
He didn't pick up any spells on that black mage at all. Here you might as
not
well
really
do it.
needed. He's got the spells that black mage would need, but here's the biggest question: where's fast?
Ooh, we haven't
That
seen
could be
level
black
7
wizard
yet.
only.
It could be indeed. But our knight is now fully prepared to take on all comers.
You can do a lot of damage with that, or rather, you can survive a lot of damage with that.
Ooh,
Will's
volcano.
gonna head to Volcano. I slightly disagree with this. I would have liked to hit up Gaia first.
You were up there. You might as well have done it. You know.
He had the money to as well. He could pick up a gold bracelet and pro ring for that red wizard.
Well, it has to have been there. You know, there's no other places where it could have been.
Now show with the ruby. He's on the right track. He does also have a dungeon ahead of Will. At this point, he cleared the Earth Cave. Will's gonna have to do that, but big difference will probably be Will go modes that, and he'll be at a lot higher level, so likely take less deaths.
Runs away from the birds. We all, as Trenton said, birds are jerks. We don't want to fight them at all. But those birds are actually worth a lot of experience points this early.
They are pretty low HP. They're a nightmare in the vanilla game. But for us, you can chip away.
Mosmune!
And that
Wow.
is not the game changer, but it is a game changer.
It's the second best sword in the game.
A huge find for Willcleosis. He's gonna have the ability to beat basically any of the first level bosses at this point. Like, right now, straight up, he's probably winning unless he's against a death skill of some kind. Pretty much anything but Warmech outside of Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And a bunch of money for him as well. And he's gonna go check out Armory. Hoping to buy something better than the Mosmune. That tends not to do it. Flame armor, that's not a bad find. Bunch of money. More money!
The max money chest, the flame armor not going to do him any good because dragon armor is better, but I don't think he actually equipped that yet.
What an interesting trap tile! Steak and wings.
Will totally betraying Team Tyro right now. I don't even know what to say to this.
I say steak is delicious and you should eat it up every day.
Team Tyro reigns supreme, thank you.
I gotta
Tyro
disagree.
is friend.
No, Tyro is food. And, there's a question in chat. Vorpal is best. To me it is, but by the game standards, Mosmune is the best weapon.
I know if weapons fixes are off, there's absolutely no contest, but usually we play with weapons fixes on, which means we're seeing the weapons as they were intended in design of the game. In the actual original version, they pointed to the wrong values, which made Masamune far and away the best.
Tyros are totally steaks, and you should all enjoy them. Now I'm hungry.
Are you really saying you weren't hungry before?
Oh,
Okay. The Giants being difficult.
no. Got stun touch on him. That's not something we want to see.
Throw
Although
a
we've got
Cure
the-
4 up there. Well, he gets
you-
through anyways.
You don't need to. Sho's got his loot. That's good to see. That's not the item he wanted, but it's an item.
It is required. You couldn't pass up this check. Too likely to be something like the canoe or floater. But Sho's on the right track now.
He's going to get his canoe. He's going to go down and decide what's next. We know he needs to go to Ice Cave.
With Warp, the seed is really pointing you in that direction. I always try and tell you, remember that this one passed the sanity check, so it said you were able to get to whatever you needed to do. Usually that means find the easiest path.
And that is a nasty trap tile, but we get past it.
A lot of experience for it there if you had, say, Nuke, but we don't.
No. Sho comes back out with his canoe. Where does he head? 45 minutes. You're not in the air. You're behind. What do you gamble with?
I wouldn't mind seeing him do the on-rack check, but feel like he's gonna go Volcano or Ice Cave. It's just too likely to be the answer right now. So we have randomized trap tile encounters, but important to note that it's going to be the same trap tile. So
Light axe. Not too terribly of a bad find, but could be worse.
it's good AoE damage for undead. It's harm too, especially if you have a couple of those they can clear out a pack. Will's gonna skip the trap tile there. So Volcano is known for 3 trap tiles. It's got the Grey Worm, it's got the Agamas, and it's got the fires. So anytime you see the fire encounter, it's going to be that same encounter wherever it is in the Ice Cave. So if you see the Sharks and Sahags, it's going to be the Sharks and Sahags everywhere that fire trap tile is.
And Sho is heading towards Castle Ordeals.
Don't mind it, it's not going to be the floater, but it's a logical play, it's a reasonably quick check, and you've got the warp charges to deal with the pillar maze. It makes sense, and with what we know, this is very likely required.
That's a good find, especially for Will, who does not have the ability to cast that Ruse spell, to cast that Invis spell, as Czar pointed out earlier.
It's especially great when you're in 2-man strats. It's virtually required.
If Sho finds the cube here, is he tempted by Mirage?
He's right there. Ugh. That is not something I want to even think about, Czar. Ooh, and Will's taking this fight. Is he? Maybe? Sort of?
He's kind of stuck, but
He wants to!
He only has to do it once, is the thing, because he can warp and not have to fight it again. But this is to get to the incentive volcano chest, so this is pretty important.
Wizard Staff veteran move. That's going to save him some melee damage from the Wizard
That's
Staff.
good to see. I mean, yeah.
We don't have a lightning spell. I'm not even sure we've seen an AoE lightning spell. I don't think we've seen Lit 2 or 3.
Nope, Fire 3 and Ice 3 are the 2 elemental spells we've seen so far.
So between levels 7 and 8, we've got Lit 3, Nuke. I think Fade was 6.
Fade was 6.
Life 1's up there. Invis 2's up there. Fog 2 as well.
Sho making quick work of that pillar maze, thanks to those warp charges. Let's just hope that's something that we don't need or need.
Oh no! Stone touch! This fight just got a lot more dangerous.
Oh, he got out! Oh!
Does he have softs? He's got exactly
He got one soft.
So, no doubt after this, you've got to warp.
Oh yeah. Gray Sharks,
You're
not
going to come back to that encounter.
Nope. Not with something else. Opal Shield for Sho, some bunch of money. Nothing crazy yet. Mud Goals and Sorcerers. White Shirt in Ordeals. And the
That's
Mystic
big.
Key.
So is the key. And the heal helmet is going to be an upgrade for a knight. But that means, oh, by the way, as Power Gauntlet turns out to be here. So this not a required dungeon could end up paying a little bit of dividends for Sho if Will never comes here and never gets the white shirt. Also, the Power Gauntlet for boosting damage could easily be something Will has to do without. The resource advantage in the long run might go to Sho.
Ooh.
It's it's gonna take us probably an hour to find out if that move paid off.
8 hits for 139 on that fighter, but the defense sword and that invis cast will be good to see.
3 defense swords will max your evasion. 2 invises plus 2 defenses will also get you there, but 2 defenses is probably going to be enough for carry anyways.
And there goes the red mage. 4 hits.
He's okay. He's got the evade. He's got the Masamune. He's near max evade if he's not there.
Unless carry's packing stone touch.
He's just got to worry about crits, really. Carrie's got some HP here.
There she goes.
A lot of HP. Do we have the vendor item? We do not. It's in Gaia.
Yeah.
Vendor items in Gaia.
What would be the vendor item now? Could be TNT. Could be herb. Could be herb. Excuse me. Could be. Ugh.
Could be cube, oxyale.
Still only resin that 1 red mage.
Yeah, the idea here: get that knight up to a higher level. Have the extra swing of the Masamune. Show's got to go to Waterfall here, I think. You're in the ballpark, or in the neighborhood, something like that.
We're still missing that Oxyal, too. Did he check the caravan?
I saw him go that direction. I'm not 100% sure he made it all the way, but I gotta figure he did.
Yeah, I'm just like MG Weirdo just said. I'm looking forward to that Topher. This could be gas dragons in the volcano.
Vanilla that's an encounter as rare as Warmech. Great source of experience, but very much a pain in the vanilla game because they have that damage poison. Will translated the slab earlier, now he heads for Lefane. We did see Lit 2 there at level 6, by the way, so not the most useful place for it to be. Looks like Will saved in the air so that if he didn't like the Lefane item, he could just reset out, but now he's going to save scum his way down here. That's still about halfway if he has to reset.
What is Lefane going to give us today? Thor Hammer!
That's a reset.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Meanwhile, Show here in the waterfall. First check of this, it's the TNT. Fetch quest item, but likely important.
Let's hope so.
Ice armor is going to be an immediate upgrade for Show. So
Alright.
that's
Gaia
value
time.
right now. What is our vendor item? This question has been plaguing me for like 30 minutes now.
Tempera at level 7, no fast, which means fast is either going to be in... I think fast is level 8, and that's going to...
I didn't see if Show checked the level 7 in on-rack.
I didn't see if you did either. We did check level 8 magic in Lefane, which is understandable. Oop, we're going to pick up some pro rings, though.
Yeah, those had to be here, but apparently we missed gold bracelets. I'll bet they're in Melmond. When in doubt, it's probably in Melmond.
Probably. Oh, he does pick up 4 pro rings, though. That means he's actually going to restore those guys, those other warriors, eventually, as you said.
Topher, you're at least going to want the extra targets.
Cheap Oxyal!
We do not have the ferry rescued, so we do not have that check yet, but Will's also got money for houses, so he'll pick up a few of those. Now, nearest place for him is going to be Castle or Deals. Czar, you thinking that, or still on-rack check potential for him?
I think he'll go to on-rack before Ordeals. I'm not even sure he's going to check Ordeals at this point, but as we know, Show really cashed out there with some quality items.
And he's checking out Waterfall. Or he might be going to sea.
He's got the Oxyal, so a lot you can tie in right there.
Nope, he's heading straight to Waterfall. Sho is going to give us the TNT check. He's still looking for that floater. We know it's an ice cave. Opal bracelet for the TNT.
Value, but not what you wanted. Sho has found all of the equipment incentives, except that Thor's hammer, which Willcleosis saw, is all we got for the slab. Clearly all Melman's fault.
I agree.
An hour in, just to set the stage again. This is matchup number 3 directly between these two. Willcleosis' very first Final Fantasy Randomizer race was against ShoFukomachi, the man who helped him get set up, learn how to do all this crazy randomizer stuff. Of course, Sho went on to win that first match. They came back a couple years ago at this point. Will picked up the win on that one. This is game number 3 between them, trying to settle the Lifetime Series.
It's been a blockbuster of entertainment, I believe. It's just two great players racing, and it's amazing. Ooh, Ice Street does 412 damage.
As far as the battle today goes, big difference. Willcleosis decided to gamble on Marsh Cave. Sho went for the Earth Cave. It made sense, but it was eventually the ruby coming out of the adamant from Marsh Cave that led to Willcleosis getting the floater before ShoFukomachi did. However, Sho has cleared out that Earth Cave. He got his first orb. Will got his first orb not long ago out of the volcano, which looks to be where Sho is headed now.
Ooh, don't go that way, Sho. We need you to go to ice. Well,
Yeah, he really wouldn't be giving anything up. So he's...
Oh, but that's where he's headed.
Okay.
He heard me. Sorry.
He really wouldn't give anything up to do volcano first, though.
No, I agree.
As long as he would still go to ice. Like, even if he detours from here, goes and does volcano, you could even go mode volcano just to the incentive check. But again, still theoretically 2 loose items, and considering we've seen all the equipment, we're very likely to need something that's loose out there.
The cube is the only thing we're missing.
Herb.
And the herb, oh, that's true. The herb leads to the... Oh.
And the bottle.
No. 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 No.
Did I touch a nerve?
No. Don't.
Well, let's just call
it.
that even for bringing up the cube before.
Don't even think it, because that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm looking at the list that I have, Trenton, and it's... we're missing the bottle, we're missing the herb, and we're missing the cube. We found all 3 items that are incentivized. Oh, God.
So we're missing the fairy item, which would require the bottle. We're missing the prince item, which would require the herb.
This is going to go back and forth.
And Will still has a few potential checks that Sho has already done.
Sho's having to think here.
Might be thinking, might have to take care of something, because we are an hour into this one.
Might be thinking it's time to go see what nature's doing. There we go. And off.
Okay.
Yeah, you already turned in the adamant, Will. You're okay. You need to go turn in the TNT and get your opal bracelet.
Just wants to be extra sure.
Now we have the mystic key. Oh, he's checking it. All right.
This is too many checks not to.
Oh, I agree.
Sorcerers have thunder.
Ooh.
Now,
Thunder.
I don't want to gloss over that, because not only Ice Cave, but Bridge of Destiny, we could see 6-packs of sorcerers. We do not have a ribbon yet, but even with the magic defense of a ribbon or dragon armor, that's a lot of thunders.
Yeah, we haven't seen much in the way of ribbons or protections at all.
It makes that dragon armor so much more valuable right now when we don't have the ribbons, because it's giving you all the elemental defense.
Yeah, this sea basically just fronted you everything that you need. Spells, sort of. And then said, yeah, you're on your own, bye.
One thing that could still loom large, because Sho did the ordeals check, he found the power gauntlet and the white shirt. That could be something Willcleosis ends up being without, but for now, Sho's got to be happy to have both the floater and dragon armor.
He is very happy, and Willcleosis is making the ordeal. And he finds some steak! Oh yes, eat the steak. Oh yeah. Don't chill it. Don't chill
Another
it.
divergence right now. Sho is checking the rest of Ice Cave.
And that is a great trap tile. Oh,
No, it's not, because Stone Touch.
Oh yeah, they have Stone Touch. He's got the pro rings though. No, that doesn't matter.
That's not gonna help you get stone.
That doesn't help you. He doesn't know though. He doesn't know. Oh, he gets away,
Those
though.
sharks are loaded.
That's a great trap tile. If you don't have if you got some ribbons.
He's gonna have to fight a trap tile again.
Yeah, Willcleosis is gonna go find his power gauntlet. He's gonna be happy with that. And
This-
his white shirt.
This is a potentially big moment for Sho. He needs an advantage at this point, and they're in short supply
Unrunnable sorcerers.
to turn up something here. Again, Will, because of the floater, he's got the Masamune. Sho is, I believe that's a coral sword he's swinging.
Yep.
Not ideal. It's okay for the early game, but vanilla, you'd be coming here with silver swords or flame swords.
And Will makes it out of the pillar maze quite easily. Find some mummies for his trouble, but again, he's going to find his white shirt, he's going to find his power gun. So that advantage for Sho is now gone.
Yeah, I can't imagine Will's going to reset out of those unless he just says, I don't want to waste time on not progression, but those are just so valuable.
There has to be something here.
Because also he's without temper. He's not going to have faster tempers, so that makes that power gauntlet pretty important. Here comes the thunder.
Oh, Will makes it out. And he's got life charges on that knight.
That was the other value in leveling up the knight as fast as he could. He's got 2 charges of the 4 that he can maximum get. That opal shield is going to be great. It's tied with Aegis for best defense. It's not as good with the elements as Aegis is. But as far as absorb goes, top notch.
Ice Cream's not going to do a lot of damage to those red gargoyles. I learned that from experience.
Yeah, unfortunately that red is not fire. That's not the red they're going for.
And he's going to pick up his power gauntlet. Oh, nope. He had to look at it twice. He's like, is this it? Yes, you want that one.
Yes, he does.
He checks the trap tile, finds some red hydras, unrun.
That's a really good encounter.
He's going to have to fight him. He's got the
How much
Huge
HP
dick.
do they have? They're not doing much damage.
easily confusable. Oh my.
Okay, we're gonna see a couple of these, I believe.
I would.
Use up your ice 3 charges.
Oh, never mind.
He's 19, it's a good level, but use up your ice 3 charges there, Will.
Alright,
Worst comes to worst, that's a great encounter tile you could go back to.
what could be really bad is that the loose item could be in the locked chests in Marsh Cave.
Sho is not going to go back to Volcano on his way. He's going straight to get the airship.
I would. You can now go and get that class change real fast. Check all those chests in on the Isles.
And he did pick up the dragon armor, so the defense increase, and not just the absorb, but also this magic defense. You saw Will survive the thunders. The knight did, the red mage didn't. That was pure dragon armor right there. That made all the difference. And
We don't
Blizzard
have wall
from
either.
the ankles, so again, difference of the dragon armor.
Will's gonna check Mirage. But he does save in the air. He's... Ooh, More Willcleosis. We don't want to fight those.
No, they're just 80% shell.
With no ribbons yet, do you give an advantage to Show having the white mage? Might pick up wall there.
Yes, I would. As of right now, he's got the advantage with that. Ice Sword's not going to do much. Wooden Shield. The herb. The loose herb.
We've been waiting for those loose items. We finally find one. It was in a place that paid off for Willcleosis. Show's likely going to see the same, but how much does he dig other places first? Slow from the Catman is just going to stall us.
He's got his Oxyl. So, is he tempted to go to... Is he tempted to go to Onrak to go see what the mermaids have and things like that?
The Ice Sword going to be an upgrade for the Red Mage. Is Will going to continue into Mirage? He's got the second floor checks he can do.
No, he exits out.
Says the second floor is not enough.
Wow.
Well, he needs to go turn into herb, then he'll get his bottle, and the bottle will turn into the cube.
Yeah, we all know what you were rooting for. You wanted him to go to the teleporter.
I just don't like traveling halfway across the world to go get my frickin' cube. I was kind of hoping it was locked in Marsh Cave. That's what I was kind of hoping for.
Still waiting to see if Show's going to be able to find anything to give him an advantage over Willcleosis. We thought it might end up being the Ordeals dive, but Willcleosis went there. He got his power gauntlet. In a seed where you don't have fast and don't have temper, that's huge. Although Show does, with class change, he will have access to those spells, just not as many charges as he'd like.
What is Willcleosis doing? Oh, there he goes.
Might be assessing his equipment. He needs to put that opal shield on. The flame shield doesn't give him any elemental advantages. The dragon armor is already doing that. Opal's not any better for elemental either. He might have been shopping for gold bracelets at that point.
These are in Provoker and Melmond, but they're probably in Melmond, as you said earlier.
Joe is about to get the wah-wah of the Thor's hammer. Now, he didn't class change.
I think he's on his way to go do that right now.
But that means he can't go to the level 8 shop here. If Fast was here, he's not coming back for it. Neither one of them checked it, so we don't know.
A high chance that it is there.
I mean...
We haven't seen the level
2
8
and
magic
3?
Gaia either, so...
2 and 3 chance, I think? Because we didn't see Gaia, we didn't see the Onrak spells, I don't think.
No, I
I haven't seen Lefane either.
Nope, Lefane was not there either.
Yeah, so... Sho could have missed Fast just because he didn't class change first. That would feel bad. Now again, you're not going to get many charges, but sometimes you just want that one for Chaos.
Just that one, yeah. But Willcleosis is in go mode. He's got all of the items he requires. Just straight run all throughout this rest of this dungeon. He's still only doing the 2-man party, Trenton, so...
Yeah, I think this is to 24-25 till he gets that extra swing. It's level 20 right now. Objective, and this is a great experience encounter, oh, by the way. Try to get 24-25 by the end of here would feel really good.
Do you keep checking chests for ribbons? Wisdom.
You just need one.
That's all you need. It's on that night. That's all you need, because he's got the life. He's got the life too. And there comes Show with this class change.
Red Wizard could learn Wall at level 6.
That'll be if it's not full, that'll be great to say. Oh, bye. Get it. He had the chance to run away first, so that's exactly what he did. Show's gonna be able to equip that dragon armor now.
Will did not check the second floor earlier. Is he gonna do this?
No, he skips it.
I mean, that was one of the easiest places to look for a ribbon.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not sold on that one at all. No ribbons. Iron Golems!
Wow!
What a great tile!
What are they like, though? We know they're a good reward, but how hard are they? Only the one hit, that's good news.
They got sleep.
Not the worst thing. A little durable.
And two-shottable with that Masa.
So this looks good, not great. If you were one-shotting him with Masa, that'd be a lot better. Just that it would be time-consuming would be the bad thing. Unrunnable, though, they won't ambush you. Slow is bad. This is not a good...
Ouch.
This is not a good one for any kind of level grind.
No. If you had a ribbon,
come back to it
but...
in an absolute desperate situation. It's probably the fastest you could get back to, but you're not going to do a couple fights here.
Nope.
Not with slow.
Still not... Oh, it looks like he's gonna go grab some chests. Badman. Poison damage!
Second
And
enemy
they
with
have
that
slow.
poison damage. This is not nice.
Badmen are known for not being nice.
No, in fact, their favorite hobby, do you know? Getting in the express checkout lane with one item too many.
That is evil. Manticores, though. Those decent experience points.
There's a lot of very decent experience point in Mirage Sky. It's perhaps the best dungeon to two-man if you're able to. Welcome, Ray Fates Caleb, to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. We've got the lifetime third matchup between Willcleosis and ShoFukomachi. Kind of a call-out match like we used to do. These two wanted to get their game on one more time.
Sun Sword for that Red Wizard. That's
Great find. I mean, you have everything you want except for 2 ribbons right now. Aegis Shield would be... Well, now we got Opal Shield. If we had a ribbon, it wouldn't matter. And just going left instead of right. Big for Will.
Got jumped on by the bad men, and they damage poison him down. Oh.
Still alive.
Not something you want to see, though.
Show seeds the Peds. I don't think you got to see them earlier. This is one of the reasons why Sky Castle is so great. You got random encounter eyes. They're the exact same eyes that would be on the vanilla trap tile in Ice Cave.
We're checking some chests here. There's a pure potion.
Team left has paid off for Will so far. It got him the Sun Sword.
Ah, Power Stick. The Poop Stick. Great. Ooh, Evil Man and Nightmares unrunnable.
The
Got
vendor
the ice.
trash, if you will.
So is this
Yeah.
you. killed
Only
Chance
one of
with
them.
that thing.
Only one bad man. Not quite as bad as the pack, but let's not forget, that pack awaits us in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And Nightmares with their high evade rate showing off again. Bunch of money, nothing crazy yet on left side here. Do you check that right side?
He's so far just been team left. He skipped the right altogether.
There's one ribbon, that's all you need. Just Trenton just said. That warrior is packing.
I don't mind doing it on the red mage either. The knight already has the dragon armor, so now you've got the elemental protection on the red mage. Meanwhile, Sho is going through all of the checks in Volcano. Will left a lot of this behind. The good news is he's about to get the Masumi, and the bad news is nothing else has been any good. And that's just been the story of this one for Sho. The Divergence plays haven't worked out for him. Anything he went to that Will didn't, it just hasn't been any benefit.
Oh, now he's picking up that Black Wizard. Thunder on the Black... Well, up and down. There he goes.
Yeah, so here's where Ribbon pays off, and this may have even been a consideration of Will's at the time. Now it's a lot more likely that Red Mage survives, but mentioned this earlier. This was a big encounter we were going to get here, and also potential to see those in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
It's very saddening that the fact that Sho ran away from his stake, but that's okay. You don't have anything to... You have a Mosmune to cut it with. Not what you want to use.
Fighters, this is the first time we have encountered them. If you want to get your Bless RNGs out, this is the Bridge of Destiny. We do have a chance running into the legendary Warbeck.
Our Metallic Lord Savior! There he is!
You've got to fight him, Will. You let us all down. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Ruse and Defensor. He's not messing around.
One of the big things to note here, Warbeck shares a skill and ability pool with the Temple of Fiends Revisited bosses, as well as Chaos, of course, himself. So, 3 possible nukes, 4 possible nuclears. Those are just the headliners.
See what he's got? Ink. That's not something we want to see on Warbeck, because that means that's something that we're not going to see later.
That's the other big thing fighting Warbeck does for you. It gives you information about later. 300 damage from that Mosmune. Not a lot, but a lot trying to boost the damage.
We don't... oh, but the Warbeck is weak! That is like the second paper's Warbeck I've ever seen. Wow.
And now Willcleosis at level 7. He has great levels for these 2 characters. They're really durable. I mean, you would have to see a max roll nuke to kill that red mage. And the knight would shake it off.
Air's not letting... There he goes. Another
That's
fighter.
a lot of difference in getting those extra levels. Zara, I saw you post that Warbeck emote in chat.
We all saw it, Zara.
The fates had decided.
And now we have Tiamat, Tia Bob, Tia Gary, and Tia Sarah. And... locking them.
Say that one more time!
Oh, we got Tiamat. Want to make sure that we got all 4 heads in our sights there.
Oh, so even that trap tile that Will had skipped earlier, yet another thing where it just could have been something for show, something to give him an advantage back. And he just, there's nothing. It was a piddly amount of gold. He's just not been able to catch a lot of breaks like that.
Tiamat is packing a lot of defense. We don't have a lot.
5 hits. So he's got the high absorb, but not the evade.
The way things are developing, it would seem that Sho's only remaining advantage is the white mage.
And the black mage for fast, except for he didn't have class change to check it in Lefane.
There's the
Defense sword's going to be a welcome sight. He's going to put it on the red mage for now. It's a decent weapon.
Slow on that. Oh, goes right through that ribbon. On that red mage.
Okay, yet again, this is a treasure chest that Willcleosis did not check. Sho's going to go through a fight as orb number 2 for Willcleosis.
Well, we know those gray sharks aren't messing around, Trenton. As you pointed out, they got that stone touch. Sho has not seen it. It has not been landing on Sho's Light Warriors at all.
Gangwoo joins us in the chat now. Welcome to ya. Welcome to everybody joining us here on Speed Gaming 2. A showdown matchup between the infectious one Willcleosis and the master of the shenanigans ShoFukomachi. Sho about to get to this incentive chest here, normally guarded by a red dragon. Now Sho has seen the stone touch.
And he's gonna be like, nope, bye. He's not even gonna fight those as I. He's gonna pick up. Go ahead.
How much of a knife's edge were things on earlier? Willcleosis was in here with just 1 soft potion.
Avast, you landlubber, stay away from me!
Sho has
Fog
11
2.
because he had more money.
Fog 2 at level 7 white magic, so that will help out Will later.
Now ShoFukomachi with the key. It doesn't lead to anything that we've seen, but it is required for Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Sea Asps, you know, blocking her way here. Upgrading. Gets away.
Sho taking the zigzag path to carry.
We know Carrie's packing a lot of hit points there for her level. Great Shark gets taken out. We don't want to see that Stone Touch at all.
This is our first dive into Sea Shrine. We'll hit up the one Sharknado treasure check that doesn't cost you any extra steps.
Ah, that's easy fight there, or easy tile to get. Excuse me. White Shirt's going out on Show side. Masa does through 193. Carrie hits back with nothing. Lock 2. Another lock. There's a ribbon for Will.
Number 2, so he's set.
Door Hammers, Ice 3.
Gives him 1 for the Red Mage, 1 for the Knight, and he's not really worried about anybody else. I call those the go mode chests because they don't cost you anything extra, basically. It's 2 steps to get those 2 checks. You're probably even going to check them in go mode.
Ooh, knocks that Black Mage down there 3 hit points. The one unrunnable fight that can never be undone. We got Fade.
Asterisks, for now. Also, also Iron Golems are the same. We just don't see Iron Golems as often. But we did see Iron Golems on the trap tile. That was in place of the Blue Dragon, so if for whatever reason we need levels, that's gotta be in back of Willcleosis' mind. Only 59 gold from Sharknado.
Show takes out Carrie.
Orb number 2s. They are presently tied on that count, but Will's going to try and break that tie shortly.
Stinger on the waters. Gets away though.
He's going to go for the Elflin check. We did not see these from Willcleosis earlier, but we've already seen 2 of the 3 ribbons, so...
That is a gold bracelet. And that's about it.
Yeah. There's not really a lot we could find at this point. We could find 1 more ribbon in the Aegis Shield. I don't think there's anything else out there that would be helpful.
Now we're starting to one-shot Gray Sharks, which is good to see. We got those 2 ribbons though, so Stone Touch is not going to be too much. Oh, and Show is checking the Northwest Castle checks.
Again, if you're in his position, you haven't seen any ribbons yet. So these make perfect sense. You can check these without getting in a fight. Maybe find your ribbon. It doesn't pay off for him.
Kraken with Fire 2 going out quickly. Tempers and the Defense Sword.
Will's go-moding has paid off very well. He routed in a handful of extra checks just to give him a chance at things, and boy, he got those things.
Hold's not going to do any good. Ineffective with the Poison Smoke. Missing with the Masa.
That's a bad sign. And reminder all the way back to level 2 that overflowing too many great spells level 2. That's where Brack was. Boy, you wish you had it right now.
80 damage. Last Bane spell. Ineffective. 68 damage from that Masa. Ice 2. Hui. Blaze on top of that.
Another little factor here, not having fast. Now, it's out of reach for Willcleosis, but he's got the job done.
And he's gonna go mode Earth Cave. We know that. Because
Not
I
even
would.
a question.
That's nothing.
There's nothing for him to find. The 3rd ribbon wouldn't matter. That'd be the only thing he could find. Because even if he found Aegis Shield, he's got the ribbon, so that trumps the extra element. And the the absorb of it is the same as the opal shield that he already has on, so there's just absolutely nothing left to find. Honestly, a mage staff might be the best thing we haven't seen, other than that third ribbon.
And Sho's heading right to Water Palace to get that, to kill his Kraken.
And just unfortunate for him that he didn't find the ribbons Willcleosis did. He's doing this in a different order, so he's probably going to go straight to see the mermaids first, trying to find his ribbon.
Well, we know it's in the validation chest. On his way down.
If he goes Kraken first, that could pay off.
There's Nuke at level 7 for the Black Wizard. Will missed it.
Question in chat wondering if Fiend Shuffle may ever be a thing. It's already in beta, actually.
It's very interesting to find...
I know, but it is already a thing.
It's very interesting to find Lich in, Volcano. It's this is not where you want to be. And Triton did call it. The show is heading towards mermaids.
So a lot of treasures up there that can be checked easily with no encounters. If you have to find something, it's a very rational play. It's a very good play. It's just we already know.
Oh, he's looking for his ribbons are. He's looking for his cube, is what he really wants. And obviously, we know where it's at. It's in the herb in Mirage Tower.
Just unfortunately for Sho, the choices have not gone his way and not really given him a chance to make up ground on Willcleosis. What he is going to have is the extra party members and the levels across there, and any advantage that can give him.
Did you see something on Will's screen, Trenton?
No, I did not.
Okay. I thought something was there, but I guess not. So, okay.
Nope, he just walked right through that room on his way to use the rod.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Okay, what are the mermaids holding on to? Not much so far.
Bane Sword? That's sort of useful? That's...
If there's crazy evade, that could still be valuable.
I mean, I did see Falconic once beat the game with a Bane Sword, so in a tournament. So
Willcleosis has beaten Chaos with a Bane Sword in a tournament before.
I've also seen him Bane down Warmax, so that it could be a thing. That is strong.
Team 3 and 256 is real. There's ribbon number 3. That's great news for Sho because he should also pick up the other one, have his 2, and I don't think he'll search for 3. Except for he's still going to need an item. Except to the extent that he's still going to need a loose item.
There's the Vorpal Sword! Alright! Sho's going to win. Calling it.
That should put the Vorpal on the red mage, yeah. He's getting rid of all the extra weapons. He's set up now.
You already checked that chest, Sho. You checked that one too. No, I don't think you checked that one.
No, he didn't get to this one.
So he's going to check all these chests looking for that loose item. I mean, I understand why.
It's just a case of he picked C before Sky. You can't argue with that play. It was rational, it made sense. He's gone to required dungeons first, generally. He made one gamble, which was to go to Castle Ordeals first.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's the play I would have made, to be honest. I do not want to double dip dungeons if I can avoid it. And that's exactly what he's trying to avoid, is that double dip on Mirage. So this is Will's race to lose at this rate, because he has got all 4 orbs, he's in go mode, he's getting everything he's
and great levels for his party.
Gotten enough items. He's got a little too many houses in my opinion, but let's see if he burns through them all.
I think he's going to burn a tent if he needs to line up the heals.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, as long as you keep one of those, or 2 of Ideally, you have 2 of them at just one use so that you can burn them off going into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And Will makes it in at 1 hour, 29 minutes and change. And we'll see how far this Topher can get him.
Now, there are roadblocks aplenty in here. We know the bad man can throw out thunder, and you can see them in enough quantities to really mess with your day, even despite the ribbons.
Gas dragons, we know those aren't too terribly bad. We don't know if they have anything crazy, because they did not. Mages and fighters squint on the mages, and they like to use it.
The Nagas with mute.
That's not what you want to see at all.
It is not Masamune will eventually deal with them, but they can really slow you down. The other big thing is when we get to the air floor, we know that if we run into the sorcerers, they can do plenty of unpleasantness to us as well.
That is very true indeed. And there goes one red wizard. There goes one black wizard.
Just having trouble getting out of this fight despite his levels. He's probably going to leave everybody...
Sorcerer unrunnable, but he's got his ribbon, so he's okay.
He's okay, but he's got to kill them because they're going to deal a lot of damage.
They don't have a lot of hit points. But they're not... And they run away.
They ran away. That's great news.
Throwing out the thunder and then running away. What cowards! Cowards! Doesn't even check the validation.
No, he does. He doesn't want to mess up his item order, and there's just really nothing to find.
Chimeras, not too terribly fight. Glance on the chimeras, but we've got our ribbon, so we're okay. And here comes Sho finding his second ribbon. He's gonna enjoy that very much.
He's gonna be thinking, "Where were you an hour ago?" Literally, it took an hour for him to find 2 ribbons, which just feels really bad.
Now, we did not pick up Quake, did we? Oh, the green Medusas! Are you gonna fight him or are you gonna run? Oh, he's running away. Good plan, Will.
I think he just took a moment to appreciate it. Of course, perhaps his most legendary race was that epic battle with Tristal MTG in the spring tournament a year ago, and... Well, check that VOD if you can find it. I believe it's on YouTube, but that fight, those green Medusas, the approach to that fight really won him the race there.
And Lich 2 is nothing. Sho finds a zombie dragon and whiz vampire treptile.
I don't think we've seen the zombie dragons yet.
He fought one, and it wasn't too bad, but this is unrunnable, so he's got to take it. And the vampires are not playing around.
Blaze doing a lot of damage again. He could only put ribbons on 2 of his 4 characters. Also, he does not have the levels that Willcleosis does, so not as much HP, not as much magic defense.
Oh, and good night, Red Mage.
I don't remember if he actually picked up Life 2 on that night.
He does have Life 2 on the night.
Okay, I was hoping for him. I didn't remember him, so he keeps the White Mage alive anyways.
And Waters, we know, they're not too terribly bad. They got Stinger, that's about the best they have so far. Not letting Will run away, though. There he goes. Trenton, you got away. Good job.
Well, some say that cowards live longer.
Yeah, at least he has a chance to run away first there, which is good to see. I'm always very happy when I have the chance to run first.
There's the Excalibur in Sea Shrine.
Nice find.
Not gonna do any good, but
still a nice find.
Heading over to Sharknado, and we'll probably see everything in here, but again, there's just nothing left to find.
Kraken 2 on Will's side. Defense swords. Ooh, we're gonna ruse up our red wizard. Lit 2 on Kraken, not doing a lot of damage yet. Defense swords. Brack! We're gonna try bracking this guy. Ineffective.
Only gonna be 3 and 256 here, but Hey, why not try it?
Another Brack charge. We're going to try it out. White shirts. Defense sword. Tempering up our fighter. Lit 2 again. Slays the first red wizard.
Maybe low percent chance, but only has to work once.
Another Brack charge. Ineffective. One more time. Ooh. How many more do you burn? Oh, we're going to lock him down instead.
Don't mind the play. He got the evade up. We haven't seen any nasty
Fire
stuff
3
out
takes
of
out that
Kraken
red.
yet.
So where was all the nastiness so far? In Viz stacks? Should be okay. Missing now. We're okay.
Sometimes you just don't see it. Sometimes the chaos list is just awful.
5 hits,
Very well
221.
done by Will.
Indeed. That was a great fight there. Vampires with vampires. He gets a chance to run away first.
Sar, for as little as we've seen, what are you thinking heading into Tiamat?
I think we've got to get the defensive buffs up just to be sure, but I would be willing to sacrifice it all and go into Chaos just with the Knight at this point. Without Fast, you have Bonk, you have Massa. Just make sure the Knight survives and get the damage out, get your defensive buffs up.
We're going to try that Brack strat one more time.
Not gonna drink the heal potions. If you're down to that, that's some things have gone unfortunately.
No, we're not. Nope, edge goes down. Sorry.
Well, no armor, no levels. That's not that bad, actually. So don't be fooled by how hard that hit was. That was basically the maximum it could do.
I really like the ruse.
Ruse on that red wizard is a great plan. Defense sword going out. There goes the second red wizard.
It's okay other than losing the white shirt.
Well, you've got all your stacks now.
Would take 2 white shirts
3 hits,
plus 2
20
ruses.
3 hits, 25 damage.
Bonk.
And gonna use the lock strats.
I would too. That's a great find. Locking up a Kraken on the ShoFukomachi side. White shirt going out. Lock strats, both fires. More power
Now
gauntlets.
shows up to Kraken 1. This is fiend number 3 for him.
Haven't seen anything nasty on any of these bosses at all. Oh, except that. There goes the red wizard. 5 hits, 461. That's something we want to see from that Massa. Still not doing
Some
a lot.
crits, so only 180 on the more normal hit. Still, as long as you get the crits, it'll work out. It's like 1600 be his max HP here. No, actually, it's up to 250, so I guess don't do math.
Show makes quick work of Kraken. We know he's going to be headed to Mirage Tower. That's the only place he can go that's, got enough chests to make it worthy.
And Will has actually decided he needs to conserve some spell charges. He goes to Cure 3 instead.
Well, you said that way earlier in the siege, Trenton. That level 2 is so stacked, if you keep burning Cure 4s, you won't have any lives.
I like to play it by Will. We haven't seen much of anything nasty from any of these fiends. He's preparing for a bad chaos.
It makes perfect sense. He could try throwing out some Sunsword hits, but of course they're not going to be as effective as Mummune, which does get the job done. And a T-Rex sighting for show! One of the rarest overworld encounters you can find, and the best experience that the overworld has to offer.
It's the rare blue steak.
Not a tyro at all. Killed the T-Rex all day long. Looks like he was pretty easy, in fact. And just delicious, delicious experience for show.
Will's heading up to Chaos right now. 1 hour, 38 minutes. Meanwhile, Sho is getting ready to find his herb, and he's going to be very happy to find that cube finally.
This is going to be his go mode once he gets there.
Oh, Chaos with Cure 4. Ooh,
He
he's
used
bad.
it right away, though, so full spell list, we may not see it wrap around.
Unless he's horrible, just like Zara was talking about. This could be bad.
The biggest fact, well, I'd like to say it could still be a factor, but Sho didn't learn fast. Will didn't have access to it.
Block strats on Chaos. Defense sword.
He's doing what he needs to do.
Brack strats. 3 out of 256. Will it work? She'll
On
find
the
his
power
herb.
balance. Yep.
Ineffective. Fire 3. 1, 2.
And oh, by the way, we've not seen a nuclear come out from any of the fiends. We've not seen Nuke come out, and that includes Warback.
Yeah, we didn't see much on, but we did see much on Lich and Garrett. 5 hits, 432. That's decent hit. Good to see. Easy to hit. Lit 2. Chaos not packing a lot of stuff. 5 hits, 734. This should be over very soon. Fade.
That damage is going to add up eventually.
141. 5 hits, 738. Rub. Not good.
I'm just not seeing the dangerous stuff from Chaos.
5 hit, 681. Packing a lot of hit points. Terminated with a Fade spell. Willcleosis. 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 37 seconds. GG, sir.
He crushed that seed. If it could go right, it basically did. And could have been such a different fight for one more stone touch in Volcano. Because Will only had the one soft potion.
He did
and it
not
was
pick
all
up
he needed.
any other potions at all.
Is that the infectious one himself?
Remember me?
Wow.
Joe remembers.
Where is he?
He has just gotten the bottle and did that check. He cleared Earth Cave when you went Marsh, and just basically every choice you made that worked out, he made the other one, unfortunately.
Okay, I hoped he. I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, I didn't think I would survive Earth Cave. You know, and
He didn't survive Earth Cave as much either.
okay, I didn't think so. That's why I went to Marsh real quick, and I hoped he'd gone Earth Cave because my early game, you saw. I know you guys saw all the nerves, and some people call that rust. That was nerves. So, yeah, it was rough.
Well, that Marsh Cave was really the deciding factor, because like you found the ruby in there. I was actually really nervous about you orphaning all those chests because of your previous experiences, and it really paid out for you though. You were able to go grab all the things you needed. You grabbed the canal, not the canal. You grabbed the canoe, and then you went straight to Ice Cave. Sho went to Volcano first.
Yeah.
No,
I
Sho
had-
did go to Ice Cave first.
Oh, he went to Ice Cave first. You're right. I
But he had
apologize.
done other things before that.
Yeah, I apologize. Thank you.
I've had a lot of issues, Trenton. I think I mentioned it to you. I keep dying on the incentivized volcano, the old red dragon chest. I kept dying to those trap tiles, and I had a hard time with it there because I didn't realize I could run. And this is why I decided to do Ice Cave first. Probably should have done Volcano first because I had Ice 3. I don't know where Fast was. I never saw Nuke.
Fast was level 8.
What about Nuke? Did I miss it?
Nuke was level 7 in Gaia.
It was Temper.
No.
No?
Temper
Oh,
was level 7
Nope,
as
nope,
well.
sorry. I wrote it down. It's actually an on-rack. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, I obviously never looked because I couldn't learn it. But the magic was really tough. I was really worried about it. I considered going to Northwest Castle and checking trap tiles, but I was right around level 30. I'd done everything I wanted to, but without the nuke, without this, I knew I had a couple shots of temper, and I figured I'd give it a go. I would have only done one dive on this, and I would have left had I perished.
So Sho just is working through the Sky Castle floors. You, in your go mode, decide to check the left chests, and then there's your ribbon. That's
Yeah.
just how right things went today.
Yeah, I decided I was going to do the left side. That's Tristluck on the previous room. I call it the cross room. I think there was a sun sword in there, actually. But that's really irrelevant, certainly at that point. But I said I was going to do one side. I was going to go up. I was going to do the final floor. I had tons of warps, so I'd have warped back. I probably wouldn't have done the other sides and just gone with it and hoped. More than likely.
Is Sho on the same encounter rate as... No, he's not. Okay.
So, Will, I have to ask, it's been a while since people got to hear the voice of the infectious one himself. Why don't you give people a little bit of a Willcleosis update? How you doing? You in one piece? All that stuff.
Oh yes, I'm definitely in one piece. Things are great. Life is very good. I've met somebody personally. It's been fantastic. It's more of actually a remet sort of thing. I'm not sick. I'm not busy with work. I am, but I'm not. So none of that sort of stuff. Things are great, Triton. Thank you for asking. And it's certainly great to be here. Great to be on Speed Gaming. Speed Gaming live right here. Twitch.tv/SpeedGaming2 tonight with St. Von Jester. We got Zardia here and you, the storyteller, Triton GL.
And it's been a delight. We've had Zar chiming in throughout as well. So, Zar, anything you want to ask?
Will, GG. Some really nice plays there on some of those late fiends. Navigating the waters, getting your buffs up, getting what you needed to get up. It's like you ever lost a step, man. Well done.
I have been playing. I have. People don't know that. Our buddy, Falconic, the Enforcer, mentioned about a week ago that he thought I was rusty. The rusty nerves were there. I was so nervous. I haven't been this nervous for a match since Will Tristal won. It was 2 years ago. And I was scared out of my mind. And this one I was really nervous because of what I think of my opponent and what I think of you guys here doing this show and what I think of Speed Gaming as well. I just wanted to put on a good performance and, get through this story, this great story that me and Sho have. He's been really good to me. And I hope that I've been able to give back what Sho gave to me when I started in Final Fantasy Randomizer.
I gave a highlight version of that before, but you want to give it from your perspective, the first real run-ins with Sho?
Sure, yeah. What happened was we have a race room, for those of you that don't know, and it's set up through, is it IRC? Internet Relay Chat, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's directions. I followed the directions. You have to have a client to get in there. And I struggled. I'm a little bit older, And I, late one night, it was 1 a.m., and I was, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure this out. And I had a hard time getting help. I couldn't get many answers. Follow the directions, kind of what I got, and I did, and I just, was struggling. And I happened at 1 a.m. as I was trying to get in there, I found a Final Fantasy match, what I've been watching forever. And I see the name ShoFukomachi. He was in the first match. He won the first match against Yuzar, the team at 2 of Death. And I saw that, and I'm like, this guy's one of my idols. And Sho helped me. He taught me how to make sure I could play the game. He taught me how to use the website. That is FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, by the way. And I'm indebted to him. And if he doesn't do that, I might not be here. And what happened was, because of that, obviously, shortly thereafter in 2018, there was the tournament, the spring tournament, and I got some momentum there. And I played well for a young guy. Took you out, Zar, by the way. Death Touch Tiamat, and we had a lot of fun. But I had some success on the microphone, with my other idols, Trenton, you yourself, Ikben Maya, as well, Nits, _. And the first thing I did when I realized I could do something like this, was to give back to the other people that might come here and might want to play this game, that I don't want them to go through what I went through. I want them to have help. So it was in July, same month essentially as the Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament ended. Edgeworth, the champion, won that, and I started what I called the New Player Initiative. And we got that going, and it was rough going. I built that from the ground up. I called him some favors. Minochi85, the Buzzsaw. Called in Falconic. Moist Mogwai. Miss you. And they did some favors. They helped us out. And I think it's the best program in all of communities for video games. And that's the root. The root is what Sho did for me back then. So I could make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else. And they can play this game that I love so much, that I grew up playing.
All right, so I guess the last question I have is, what do you see the future holding for Willcleosis?
There's been some talk about, is this my last game? And it was going to be. It was in the works. I've recently checked my messages since my long absence that you talked about, Trenton. And the fans and the people, St. Von Jester, messages from individuals like you, yourself, messages from you, Zardia, hey, are you okay? Hope you're good. I got a phone call from Falconic back in January, hoping I'm good. Will Bloodworth is all over me to do TV, and I really don't know if I can let him down. As far as playing, I'm not exactly sure yet. I don't have an answer on that. As far as getting back in the booth and getting with those fans and showing a great game by a great team of developers, I will be there. Yes, Will Bloodworth has made sure of that, and I will be doing that for select players. Select players only, in certain situations. It won't be as much as before.
Oh, it's just good to see you and talk to you, man. I'm glad everything's going well with you. And
So-
the race was amazing.
Let's catch up here with Sho real quick. He took a wipe to this Sorcerer Trap tile in place of the Phantom. They have that Thunder, and they came out guns blazing against Sho. They had turn order against him. Will was able to get past that. He had much more favorable turn order. But now Sho has cleared it.
Well, Will also had good 4 or 5, actually more than that. I think it was about level 30, Will, when you were up going to
Yeah,
Dover on those
he
two
was
characters.
probably 8 to 10 levels ahead.
31. I believe. That was
Yes.
the plan. Same thing I executed last year. Same. If you ask me, it's the same flag set. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like the original flag set. It's only open progression. I think it's fantastic, by the way. Other than the party draft, I'm not a fan of that personally. But I think it's a good flag set, and I think it's very similar to last year, and I think that it will be successful.
Right. Sho working his way up to the... Well, one more to get through to get to the Earth floor. There was some nasty random encounters, and we knew they were all going to be looming in Temple of Fiends Revisited. You had to deal with sorcerers, you had bad men, but you took a pause to appreciate the green Medusas.
Yeah, I did, and I was gonna bane them. I was gonna smoke them all down for the fans, but I was worried. The two things that I felt at the time I had to have happen here was Sho either had to go to Earth Cave and die, or
Which you did.
Okay, good. Oh, sorry, not good. Sorry, buddy. Or the sorcerers got him in Castle of Ordeal because I know how ShoFukomachi plays. I have him as going to each individual.
Ooh, Lich has nuclear. There it is.
Radioactive out of Lich.
Yeah, you
I
one-shot him, and
Oh no. I had Sho going to incentive locations, and I was hoping the sorcerers got him and maybe slowed him down.
they sure did. That thunder was not friendly to either of you, and
One more moment that had to give you pause, though. You were one stone touch away from wiping in Volcano.
Oh. Yeah.
Now that I remind you.
Yeah. I could have ran, and I didn't realize it. I was scared about levels. In all the games that I played, like I said, this is last year to me as well. To this, and I was just so low, and this isn't a Willcleosis game. There's something wrong here. Okay, good. I can take this fight. No big deal. And then wham, that happened. And I told you about that before this match, and I told you I kept dying right there, and I got very fortunate.
that was very fortunate indeed.
23 with everybody, so he's in pretty good shape to get that extra swing with Masamune. And then finally there was chaos, and it was a little bit of trouble getting going with him, but then finally that Masamune damage delivered.
Yeah, it's the Mazmoon. Gotta adjust, play with that. Did ShoFukomachi find the
He did.
game change? Where was it?
It was with the
Mermaids.
mermaids.
He went to the mermaids?
Yeah.
For ribbons?
He didn't have the herb from Mirage. He did Sea
You-
Shrine first.
Yeah, you went to Mirage when you had the chance. He went traveling around. He didn't want a double dip, and I can't really blame him for that. But that was a double dipper. You had to do it.
Because that was the cube. Yeah, I was right there, and I really wanted a ribbon. That's what I wanted. When I went in there, I was gonna do the first 2 floors and warp out. I didn't even save. I landed the airship. I didn't even save. I just walked in, and I was gonna do the first 2 floors. If there was nothing there, I was gonna reset, and had 2 sea shrines.
That was a good play that you did there.
So
Get that
many
herb.
things worked out, and Sho is up to the water floor now.
With our friendly gray sharks of everyone's kindness.
In
Water's-
much better shape for them now, though. He's got like 10 levels of magic defense, plus he's got 2 ribbons, so quite a different situation now.
The waters aren't going to be doing too much. We haven't seen much out of anybody. Carrie, we didn't see much out of either after Sho smoked her. So, seafood party pack, we're going to run from that.
We've seen a bit of everything this seed. We even saw the Iron Golem and the War Mech.
Great to hear that voice. Great to hear Triton GL, the storyteller. And that right there, thank you for jumping in, Czar, and taking care of everything. Zardia, the founding father of Final Fantasy Randomizer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Will. It was great. Very high-level play. Like I said, it's like you never missed a beat. And the fans love it. We look forward to seeing you more, participating as things move forward.
And I do want to say a big thank you to both Czar and to St. Von Jester. I had a little more prep time for this one than they did. They both jumped in late, and I greatly appreciate them not leaving me solo for this.
We've got Kraken 2 up now. Will had a little bit of a issue with Kraken. Kraken does not like to mess around when it comes to hitting. And there go! Stun touch on top of all of that. Ow. Ow,
Kraken's
ow, ow.
usually up there in number of hits, too, but he didn't really need that Black Mage.
We got Temper, but we're using Locks, which is basically the same thing, I would say. Just reverse. Plenty of defense chance. So
That should be good here on the Knight's Evade for Kraken.
4 hits, 308 damage. Lit 2 coming out. Nothing crazy. We were actually hoping, Will, that Chaos would give you a little bit more beef with that Cure 4 first turn.
I got the Banes locked in the chamber as we to carry him.
Terminate on Kraken 2 for ShoFukomachi. He's heading to Tiamat 2. Along with Tia Cindy, Tia Sarah, and Tia Mike. So I know that's not what their names were earlier, Trenton. I just made it up. We don't know.
Okay. Can you say it one more time?
Tia Jerry, Tia Barry, Tia Tina, and Tia Yoda.
Okay. Shove out there. He hits level 24 before that. That's something he's definitely going to want for the extra Mass Immune swing.
That's going on a gag reel, I already know it. 24. These Whiz Vampires, they do pack Blaze. But as you said earlier, he's got more magic defense now. Which, Whiz Vampires all the time, and this unrunnable earlier that we saw, and it's unrunnable.
This floor one of the higher encounter rates of the game, so you definitely see stuff.
This is just burning all of Sho's resources.
Well, Harp 3 not something he needs for Chaos, but
He does need those mages.
I guess he gets the ribbon on the White Mage instead of the Red Mage. Let's go ahead and use a Fade. That's something he would like to have for Chaos.
The Czar RNG has been strong with Sho in this race, yeah.
Czar and G.
Czar RNG.
Yeah, unfortunately Czar wasn't here in time to roll this seat, or I totally would have had him do that.
Hey,
As I answer chat's question yet again before they even ask it, that's the third time tonight.
Running out of heal potions, though, with Tiamat. We're gonna lock them down. Kind of make sure all 4 of those heads don't move. White shirt's going out. We're gonna defense sword on that knight. Ooh!
I don't know, maybe if you get all the heads to move, he gets dizzy?
Maybe.
Oh, that could be a thing.
Oh, there goes the Black Mage.
He also had Stun Touch, by the way.
Yeah, wow. Stun touches for days. And there goes the Red Wizard. 4 hits, 99 damage from the Masa.
He didn't really need that Red Mage anyways.
Lot of absorb on this Tia. A lot of absorb. If only he would have equipped the best sword in the game.
I think he had that on the Red Mage.
Yeah, that is true.
Vorpal. This was a Vorpal. Give me a hard time. She took me a while.
5 hits, 249. Now we're getting the damage out. White shirt still going out. We got the defense now. We're okay. Ooh! That crit does not work. 4 hits, 297 on that Masa. So far, so good. Tier 4 is going to just keep that White Mage up. We're preparing for nastiness. That could be a nuke. Could be nuclear. 3 hits, 534 damage. 2 hits, 153 damage. Missing Show.
A big difference in how you approached this seed. Sho kept the 4 party members. Will, you went for the 2. Got the more HP with the higher levels. Had enough, really, where your red mage could tank a nuke.
That was
As
the point.
Tiamat is terminated.
So something that, so Will, while we got you, something that Trenton pointed out way early in the seed, and, you know, I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Level 2 magic was loaded with gloriousness.
Sure was.
You know, what kind of...
Is Sho going to take the
decided to
victory
make-
lap is the question.
Uh,
Pick the victory.
Nope.
Ah,
No victory lap from Sho. He's going straight in. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. We've got chaos on.
Give
on
it
the
to
screen
us,
right now.
somebody. SVJ, give it to us. ShoFukomachi.
We got white shirts going now. We got to lock him down. We're gonna lock down this chaos. We know chaos starts out. His first spell on his list is Cure 4. There it is. That's what we want to see. That right now. We really do, because we do not want to do a whole bunch of damage. Fire 3 goes out. The second spell. Yes, we did. We saw that later on in Will's fight. Still locking him down. Power Gauntlet going out. More locks. Making this guy so easy to hit. It's going to be glorious. White shirts going out. We're making sure we're well protected. We are casting spells on a knight that can't cast spells. Lock 2 going out. Maybe either. Okay, another white shirt. There's a temper spell from Sho's Black Wizard. Sho gets missed. Invis 2 or Invis 1 going out. Temper going out. Still no fast, so we're gonna rely on this power gauntlet. We gotta rely on these lock spells. White shirts, keeping everyone up. Another temper spell, not worrying about nuke. Temper going out. Bane sword! Ineffective. Missing that one. Red mage there. White shirts going out. Should be maxed evade by now. Masa hit. 5 hits, 598.
good
More.
damage.
Yeah. Fade spells going out. Black shirt. Another Masa hit. 5 hits, 730. Fade spell right after that. 136. Black shirt.
Finish him, Sho. Sweep the leg.
Lit 2.
Flip the wings.
Picking out a Bane sword going out again. Ineffective. Not worrying about more Bane swords. Fade spell. A fight from the Black Wizard. Ineffective on the Bane sword.
I
Fade
was
sword
loving it.
going
Bane
out.
works.
93 damage. Punch from the white. 2 hits, 2 damage from that Black Wizard. 5 hits,
That would've been
684 from
better
the
than
Masa.
Bane. 2 damage kill would have even been better than Bane.
Another Bane sword going out. Thor hammer. Black shirt. Masa hit. 5 hits, 804. Terminates chaos. Official time. 2 hours, 2 minutes. GG show.
That's an extremely respectable effort. He put up a great show all the way through. Yeah, Sho put on a great show. It's just, Will right ordered this one and blazed through it about as good as you could. Sho, he made very rational plays throughout, plays that made a lot of sense, and eventually got there and defeated Chaos. GG Sho.
And we have Show joining us right now. How's it going, man? GG, man.
Good. Whew, that was a doozy.
So, what are your first thoughts finishing that one?
Thanks, Herb, for being in the tower.
Yeah,
Um,
I figured you didn't want to double dip Mirage Tower. That's why you were checking everything else before that.
Yeah, I'm. Volcano. What did they have? Thing. Oh, they had the
And the Mystic Key.
Mystic Key. That's right. See, Lefane had nothing. Well, I mean, it had whatever, and then so yeah.
Well, I mean, Joe, this one really it started right away. You went Earth Cave, Will went Marsh Cave, and
Okay.
pretty much that's how the whole seed went.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I got a Fiend out of the way early, but obviously Adamant leading to the canoe, which, that opened up everything, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marsh was the play, but that's all right. The early, though, was like, well, no AoE magic, so what do we do?
Yeah, something I talked to Will about briefly before he started fighting Chaos. That level 2, did you have like a plan with that white mage? Because you went 4-man strats the whole time, while Will actually went 2-man strats.
Yeah, well, as I look at more of these, these spring tournament flags, like 3-man, 2-man strats are obviously very, very, very viable. And this seed actually probably would have been okay with a black belt, actually, considering how terrible Magic was in terms of of just AoE attack magic, and not even having like fast.
No, fast is
available.
level 8.
So yeah, it was definitely a C for a black belt and 2 or 3 man strats. I thought hopefully I'll get lucky, maybe nuke level 1. So, but obviously
Not so much.
That was my number one concern, Show, was that you would have brought the black belt, but not having the magic in the beginning, I think it would have struggled, for quite a while. But when I studied you went fighter in these flags, so I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah, I've been, I think these flags are more conducive to fighters, just as a generality. Obviously, there'll be a seed or two that will be conducive to the black belt, but I think overall, probably 3-man strats or 2-man strats are definitely going to be a way to go. So, but GG's, man. When I saw the 140, I'm like, man, I'm not even remotely close to Topher.
Well, we got a question in chat from LCB. Willcleosis, are you in favor of situational?
I'm sorry? One more time, please?
Are you in favor of 2-man strats, or is it situational?
It's usually 2-man, yeah. I've done a couple of games where it's 3. It's always the same party. And that was because I hadn't seen like a fast or something like that. Something along those lines. I had the Ice 3, I had the Life 2, so I knew I was going to keep the red. You can see me loading him up early. He had the Cure 4, the Life 2. You can see how I designed that, and I had the Heal 3 on the other red to resurrect and potentially preemptive. But it is probably 90% of the time it is 2, yes.
Well, Zar, you want to get in here and ask any questions?
I do have one question for you, Will. I saw that you were, really hovering over that last ruse you had on the Red Wizard. You were compelled to use it on Chaos. Do you think it would have actually, ended up swaying the battle one way or the other had you only one charge of that ruse?
He had some HP. I had Power Gauntlet. I'm going to say no, based upon the Power Gauntlet and based upon... He didn't use any spell. He used Cure 4 right in the beginning, and then Fire 3 like 10 rounds later. So he had some spells to go through to hit. So I was pretty sure I could get him. No, I think it would have went the same, either way. And I had that save that Bane shot for him.
Did you Bane Chaos?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it was ineffective.
I wanted to.
Well, we saw you using the Bane sword there, Show, too, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, just there was no AoE magic. Like, I'll get a few locks off, and then little Bane strat it, and then tink away at him with the fighter.
Well, eventually you both got there. Willcleosis, the infectious one. Any final thoughts tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my opponent. This was 3 years in the making. 3 years in the making, and what you did for me 2 years ago, almost to the day. I really appreciate it, man, and I hope I was able to give back to others what you did for me. So thank you, Sho. It's always a pleasure. You're a wonderful, great man. I appreciate it. And to the crew, right? The founding father, Zardia, thank you for everything you've done to make this game incredible. Trenton, St. Von Jester, the Cinderella Man. Thank you for stepping in. I hope you had a great time.
Oh, I had a blast.
And thank you to the fans, because I am not doing this. You do not hear my voice right now. I'm not playing this game anymore if it wasn't for you and all your messages while I was on a sabbatical. Thank you.
Show, anything you want to get out there?
Absolutely, thank you again, Will. This is always fun. Glad I can get you in here and play. Obviously, you've been working out hard. Studying your opponents and stuff like that. Obviously, Zar for being here. Good to see you around. We'll get some mans in. Tritton, thank you for commentary, and SVJ. Glad to have you around. You guys are all awesome. So looking forward to more of these and the spring tournament and everything else. So thank you.
Zar helping make this a 3-man and jumping in on tracking. Any final thoughts?
It's great to get back in the saddle. I had a lot of fun. It was refreshing to see some of the newer things in the randomizer that I had not been up to date on. It was refreshing to see everyone in the chat and be a part of Final Fantasy Randomizer once again. Thank you, Trenton.
SVJ, thank you so much. You jumped in here short notice and worked with me this whole broadcast. It's been a lot of fun. Any final thoughts from you?
Did I hear Nans? Because I'm down for some Nans, But no, I want to thank the two racers, Show, Will. You guys, amazing race. I enjoyed it immensely. There were a lot of for me, there was a lot of, why are you doing that? Don't go there. I'm very happy that Sho heard my voice and I said you should go to Ice Cave, and you did, and it made me so happy. A great race all around. I want to thank Czar for tracking. Thanks for helping out. Trenton, of course, for letting me come and join you. Speed Gaming, of course, for hosting us, and all the fans, all you guys out there in the chat. Without you guys, this game. It's just a game. With you guys, it's a lot of fun, and if you guys have not played this game, do it. Join the Discords, join the community, get the flag sets, get the thing done. It's a blast. I love it. Thank you.
I will echo that. Thank you to all of us who joined us here. The drama was high this evening, and there always is plenty of fun going on with Final Fantasy I Randomizer. Make sure you follow the Speed Gaming family of networks for more of Final Fantasy I and other great content that is out there. There's a ton going on. There's a lot of fun to be had. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Will, you dragged me into this one. Show you too. I don't do many of these days, but for you two, my friends, I had to. It was great fun, and wish everybody a great night.